Hey guys, if you like the content, please be sure to like the videos and subscribe to the channel. Thanks. Quick reminder to check out this week's Mortar Pod, our video podcast, and also check out this week's SeemsGoodMagic card giveaway. Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here, and we're doing another 8-4 Theros block draft. The rare we've opened, Daring Thief. When it's untapped, I can exchange control of a non-land permanent and a permanent and opponent controls. That's pretty good. I think that guy's pretty powerful, actually. If you, have Springleaf Drum or many other cards that give him a tap ability, or if you just get an attack in, you can steal something or give him evasion. There's actually just plenty of ways that you can find a way to beat in with Daring Thief. Other good cards in here. Sightless Brawler is very good. Resco's Swiftclaw is actually very good. Actually, I think this guy's just great in this format because he trades up. He's a great blocker or attacker, really, because the fact that a 2-drop white creature can trade with Nessie and Courser is kind of a big deal. Same with Sightless Brawler, too. Both really good blockers and attackers. Magma Spray is also good. I mean, there's some pretty good cards in here, but I'm feeling good about this Daring Thief. I feel like that's a pretty powerful ability. Anytime you're stealing dudes, you should feel pretty good. Well, that's interesting. We are past the Master of the Feast. I presume a 5/5 flyer for 3 is pretty good, despite the fact that your opponent gets to draw. That would be my guess. Am I 100% on that? No, but I'm still going to take a 3-drop 5/5 flyer. I mean, you got to deal with them. Brain Maggot's also good. Magma Spray at number 2, definitely good. Golden Hind. Crone Linebreaker. There's actually a lot of good cards in here. Plenty of playables. I'm going to take the Master. Haven't played him yet. 3 mana 5/5 flyers. Just, I don't know, man. Seems pretty good. It's tough to deny a 3 mana 5/5 flyer, even if it's drawing your opponent a card every turn. Ideally, there's not that many turns. They get a couple and then they're dead. So Kiyora's Dismissal is pretty sweet for blue. Shorestalker's unblockable, which is good. Font of Fortunes is nice. You get some Constellation. You get a little divination out of it. I think Kiyora's Dismissal could be it, though. It's an uncommon, and there's times I'm sure where it could be not... Well, you could probably get a blowout with it, for sure. Because it's a combat trick, essentially. They bestow up their guy. You block, bounce all their bestow. Or just bounce their enchanted creatures. I just think in general I could find some good opportunities to use that. Okay, so next, Rise of Eagles is interesting, but we probably just want the best card. Cast into Darkness is good. I do like that card. Supply Line Cranes in white. It does look like red was going, but are we going to table some super good red? I'm not sure. I do like Cast into Darkness quite a bit. This is just a good card. The only time I don't like it is if I'm playing something that makes them sacrifice creatures. It's the only time I don't like it. Other than that, I think this is just a great card. But there definitely is good red stuff in here. But I'm going to take Cast into Darkness. Still like this card. Okay, well, it's a reasonably late Swiftclaw and Supply Line Cranes. Both very good in white. Aerial Formation is fine. This card's actually, I wanted to try it out. First Strike, Trample, and Haste is a pretty good ability set, especially on Master. Aerial Formation is good too. Kind of want to try out this Chariot of Victory. Might be wrong. I could just take the Supply Line Cranes because it's like a Sarah Angel, essentially. Except instead of a 4/4, you get a 3/5. It'd be like a common Sarah Angel. I think think I'm taking the Supply Line Cranes. If white keeps coming, I might want to switch into that. That's some pretty late, good white stuff. Alright, I mean, Lagana Band Elder, or Trailblazer is cool. Cloaked Siren, though. I do actually like this card quite a bit. I've lost to this. This card's good. 5 mana, give 2 guys double strike is pretty insane at instant speed. I think we're going to take the Cloaked Siren. Do I want to switch out of blue? I mean, I can. Just not 100% I want to. I'd like to still make blue-black work if possible. I mean, Cloaked Siren is certainly still playable. I have to see what's coming around the mountain here. Alright. Impressive Raise is pretty awesome. I think we got to snatch that up. Could do white-blue again. That's actually not that bad. I'm not going to be able to make the Master work if I do that, but Oppressive Raise is pretty bonkers. I do like that card. We're going to take that. Double God Hunter Octopus. It's almost too good. Armament of Nyx versus the Bear. I think this card's actually pretty good. You know what's awesome about this is if they've bestowed up a regular creature and you armament of it, you just like shut off their that whole creature. I do actually feel like Armament is a pretty good card. Let's take it over the Fortifier. It does look like white's possibly still coming here. Eidolon of Rhetoric. Pretty not exciting. Font of Return. It could be. Thassa's Devourer. Neither of them are very exciting. I have played against this a couple times now, but it's okay. It's not bad. It's very good if you're like a deck that, you know, grinds it out to the late game. But I still get the feeling white's more open, so... And I think I'd rather do white-blue. I guess I'm not sure. I'm going to take the Thassa's Devourer. Just go deep on Devourers? No. Here we're definitely taking the Font of Fortunes. That's a good late pickup. Shorestalker's unblockable. Otherwise, Mortal Obstinacy is pretty good. I think we take the Shorestalker, though. It's hard to deny an unblockable dude. Deserter's Quarters is pretty playable, but so is Armament of Nyx, so we're going to take the Armament. I think at this point I mean, Deserter's Quarters is good too, but I like that this is a little more versatile. Okay, we'll take this just in case. It's a late Gluttonous Cyclops. Alright. So, I think that we are blue-white. I presume that we are blue-white. But we'll have to see how these next couple packs go. So, there were a couple white picks I could have gotten that were probably better than what I picked over them, but I was just sort of getting a feel for where we're at. Getting past the Master sort of indicated to me that perhaps that was the direction we should be going. Thankfully, we opened Ornitharch, which is just insane. 5 mana, 5/5 flyer, or 5 mana, 3/3 plus 2 other flyers? Hard to deny the overwhelming power of Ornitharch. Vortex Elemental and Elite Skirmisher also very good. But let's just snatch up the Ornitharch. Wow, Spirit of the Labyrinth is a good card. And it's foil, which is kind of hot too. I mean, it's definitely the best card for us. 2 mana, 3/1. We don't have a ton of card draw beyond the Font of our Fortunes. But, I mean, I guess that's not good interaction, but we don't have that much else for card draw, so I think it's fine. Otherwise, Nyxborn Shieldmate's pretty good. I do like Bestow. Do I want Bestow more than I want a 3/1? I don't know. Let's cut the black now, because I think at this point I just want to sort of solidify myself into this whole white-blue thing. And then the question is, do I want 2 mana 3/1, or do I want something that bestows for 3? I mean, Armament's going to work better. Well, they're both enchantment creatures, though. Alright, Armament's going to work actually pretty insane then with Spirit of the Labyrinth, I guess. I like Bestow usually more, but in this case, I think I just want some creatures that are pretty good attackers on their own, or pretty good threats on their own. Like, I like the idea that I can drop this and trade with quite a few things. What the? That is pretty weird. Do I want a second one? I think I do. I could also take the Sun Guide. To me, I actually think the higher power makes this a better card. Even though this can gain life and stuff like that, I actually think having the higher power is better. Uh, because it trades up, like I said. I think it's because it's such a good defensive card. Um, I think it's going to be better for us. So I'm going to take that over the Divination and the Sun Guide and the Acroan Phalanx. Alright, easily snatching up a Loyal Pegasus here. Considering the 2 drops we already have, or the 1 drop we also have, I think this could work really well for us, so we'll snatch that up. Mortals, no, we gotta snatch up the Sudden Storm here. God, actually, this card had this pack has everything we want, but we're gonna take Sudden Storm. I do like Retraction Helix quite a bit, especially since I wanted something to positively interact with the Daring Thief. But let's face it, Sudden Storm, tap down their guys, you still get to get in with the Daring Thief. Nyxborn Triton I want as well. I love Bestow, but too hard to deny the Sudden Storm on that one. That's just going to be devastating. Okay, so I got some real options here. Stratus Walk is sweet with the Daring Thief, or the Spirit of the Labyrinth, really. Other than that, our guys mostly fly. I'd probably rather not play the Devourer. Everything else is fine. Most of our guys fly already. I could just take the Springleaf Drum, because it works well with our Daring Thief, but... And I mean, it ramps a little bit. I think we're okay with Stratus Walk. Could definitely pick up some more creatures that I wouldn't mind casting it on. And I guess in a pinch, you can technically cast it on an opponent's creatures if you want to get in with ground guys. But I think I'm going to take the Stratus Walk, just in case I get some more non-flyers. But I'm certainly in the colors where I'm going to get a lot of flyers. Alright, I think we take the Sphinx's Disciple here. Not that it's super great. We could also just take the Revoke, which is totally main deckable. I mean, Sphinx's Disciple is too, but it's not the most exciting 5-drop. Then again, we're kind of low on creatures. We currently have 8, and we have a pack left, so I think I am going to take the Disciple. Oh, we would have gotten one anyway. Alright, that's okay. We'll take the Divination here, so now we have Font of Fortunes and Divination, a lot of card draw. Definitely taking the Pegasus over the second Disciple. That is a lot of Loyal Pegasi. Hold at Bay, reasonable combat trick, Floodtide Serpent, also not terribly exciting. They're both pretty unexciting, to tell the truth, but Floodtide works better, I guess, if we pick up a bunch of, you know, cantrip auras out of Theros, which is entirely possible. Great Heart it is. Mortal's Resolve is going to be the most annoying to deal with. Plea for Guidance is a rare that I guess we could technically play, but we're not likely to. So this is 20 cards, 12 creatures. I just need to up my creature count, and that's going to help justify these Loyal Pegasus a lot. But I can get some really solid turn progressions going with this deck if I just pick up some more 1 and 2 drop creatures. Try and focus on that a little bit. Great Heart number 2. I'd prefer to not play either of those, but we'll see how much of it we can cut out of this next pack here. 2 4s for 4. Not the most exciting, but I mean, playable. Let's see here. Not too much for us beyond the God's Willing, so I think we're just going to snatch that up. Yeah, not much else to say. Good red cards, Scholar. Good other cards, but just not too much for us in terms of first pick, so going with the God's Willing. Okay. Follow-up pick, can take the Philosopher. Can also take the Prescient Chimera, but we are rocking quite a few. I think we just take the Vaporkin, actually. Get some more. I think I want the Vaporkin more than the Philosopher. We want to make our little Skies deck work, or Evasive deck work, if we can. Dissolve would be nice, possibly on the wheel or something. Alright, at this point we're just going to start making cuts. So I think the first cut's probably Floodtide Serpent. followed shortly by the Great Hearts. And then everything else is pretty reasonably main deckable, I would think. Oh, wow. Well, we have some amazing choices here. We have a Winged Steed Rider, which we actually don't have a ton of ways to positively interact with. We have God's Willing, Stratus Walk. Can't do Armament on it. We just didn't pick up a ton of stuff to do that. And the same kind of goes for Wave Crash Triton, too. That being said, do I want to take a Horizon Scholar? It seems way too early for that. We could just take the Winged Steed Rider anyway. I don't have a ton of ways to interact with it, but it is a flyer regardless. And I want more creatures and flyers. I think we just take it. We cut the Great Hearts now. Omen Speaker's good. Sealock Monster's pretty good finisher. We already have 3 5-drops. I could easily run this over the Sphinx's Disciple, but Aqueous Form is certainly going to be good. I think I want the Sealock Monster. I do like this guy. 5 mana 5/5 is very good, especially when you've got a lot of flyers, so just clogs up the ground. Omen Speaker is good too, undoubtedly, especially with double Loyal Pegasus. I could see the justification for just getting another 2-drop. I do like Sealock Monster a lot. Scrying 2 is huge. Blocking is nice. That's really tough. I think I'm going to go with the Omen Speaker only because I have the double Loyal Pegasus. It just feels like that kind of turn progression is tough to beat. When you're just like Pegasus 2-drop, drawing cards to fix that, just keep getting in. Here's a combat trick that's actually, well, I was going to say desperately needed, but I think because of the Winged Steed Rider and just what we got otherwise, I do actually need it more than the Lagana Band Elder. Okay, well, easily taken Philosopher here. Not too much else that's terribly exciting. So we'll take the Philosopher, and what are we cutting for the Philosopher? It's kind of the question, isn't it? I don't know, maybe the Stratus Walk, because currently our guys are pretty much all flyers beyond a couple dudes. So we'll take the Philosopher, let's cut the Stratus Walk. Let's try and get our creature count up to 15 if possible. Alright, so we're going to take the Last Breath. I don't think we have to main deck it. It's a very excellent sideboard card. It's totally main deckable, I just don't think we necessarily need it. Alright, let's take the second Battle-Wise Valor. Now that we have the Rider, I just actually want some combat tricks since we do seem to be pretty low on removal. Griffins are fine, but like I said, we have enough 5-drops already. So what am I cutting for the second? Because I do want to play both Battle-Wise Valors. We're going to take the... I could hate the Scholar, but I think the Glare for sideboard is better. Because I'm not going to run Scholar. I'm not going to play a 1/4. And Glare out of sideboard could actually be very useful. Okay, great options here. So unblockable stuff. Most of our guys evasive already. Aqueous Form is very good on the Daring Thief. It's perfectly legitimate on the Winged Steed Rider. But because most of our guys already evade, I'm a little more attracted by the Dissolve, but that could be wrong because I'm already going to have to figure out a way to cut spells. Oh, God. I think I'd take the Dissolve anyway. That's really tough, but being able to counter is just too good in my mind. All right, Wave Crash Triton tabling is pretty unbelievable. Sealock Monster tabling, also pretty unbelievable. All right, so... oddly enough, we are just getting some late excellent blue cards, but we made most of our deck white, so that's not exactly what I was expecting. But yeah, I'll play the Sealock Monster over the Disciple, despite the fact that the Disciple flies. Let's just put in everything I want to play for now. Double Glare of Heresy is kind of funny. Maybe we don't run the armaments, or at least not both, because we actually don't have a ton of enchantment creatures. We have the 2-drop ones, which are good, but I do want all the cheap creatures I can get with double Loyal Pegasus. I think that those guys are game flippers. So this is 26. I do think I want to run 17 lands, but maybe I don't. I do only top out at 5, and it's 3 spells, and I literally have no bestow, and I have, maybe this is a 16 land deck, okay. I have a monstrosity. I do have Sealock Monster for the, Sealock Monster. Let's just separate out everything. So if I play 16 lands, I only need to make 2 cuts. Clearly it's not going to be Sudden Storm. I think I still want the Oppressive Raise, God's Willing. Dismissal's fine. Let's cut one of the Armament of Nyx. The reason I like Dissolve is because of the instant speed dudes, but we only ended up getting 1. How many ways do I have to target Wave Crash and Wingsteed? We have God's Willing. Can't do it with the Dismissal. Technically I can do it with Oppressive Raise, but that seems pretty bad. Double Battle-Wise Valor, Armament, but I can't really do that, so I just don't have a ton of ways to target these guys. I do like the Armament, I admit. Because if it's a non-enchantment, like I said, you just... The beauty of this card in this kind of deck is we're like mostly skies. If you look at the amount of flying and evasive creatures we have, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of our creatures just straight up evade, which is incredibly good with Armament of Nyx in the right matchup. I think we're going to go 16 lands. And maybe I don't need Divination and Font of Fortunes. I can kind of do one or the other. So I'd probably rather do Font, I think. I like the idea of being able to leave up Dissolve and Font. You know, play it, and then it's like when I get my 3rd land, I'll either dissolve something you're playing or draw 2 cards. I have a lot of 1 and 2 drops. So 14 of our 24 cards are 2 or less mana. That is very significant in my mind. That's very significant. Let's check out our colors. 16, 13, so we're more white than blue, which makes Dissolve a little bit less sexy, but Dissolve is still pretty good late game. Guess I could see the argument for main decking the 2 armaments instead, just as removal in quotation marks spells. I do like the idea of Spirit into Armament of Nyx and swinging for 3 double strike. Seems pretty good. Seems really good. We're going to try this out. You can always sideboard Dissolve. Probably not sideboard Divination so much, but Last Breath and Double Glare are pretty good sideboards. Yeah, not much else to say, I guess. I still think this looks like a 16 land deck. That is a very low curve. Wish I had more ways to target the Rider and the Triton since they're such powerful cards, but I guess if you hit 1 Valor on a Wingsteed Rider, you're still doing pretty good. Alright, so now what are our stats looking like? 17, 11. Alright, so now I can justify... We only need double blue towards the end, so we can probably get away with They want to do 9-7. Yeah, that actually sounds right to me. Because we do need blue early still. Okay. Yeah, I like this deck. I think it's good. Skies worked for me before, blue-white skies. Not a ton of removal, but the removal we have, it's a bit narrow, I guess. But, I mean, we have Sudden Storm, which is awesome. We didn't really get too much bounce beyond the dismissal, which sucks a little bit. But, no, this deck's fine. Got the perfect amount of creatures. Good tricks, a lot of evasion. Yeah, this deck could definitely do good. All right. I'll see you round 1.